This guy here told you 8 years ago to buy at least $1 worth of Bitcoin. And guess what, guys? I am here right now at the Grand Prix in Monaco. And this guy is next to me right now. What is your prediction for Bitcoin?
Well, simply just buy Bitcoins, hold it for 5 years, and you'll be a multi-millionaire.
So Bitcoin is going to approximately?
Millions of dollars, basically.
Per Bitcoin.
Tesla recently sold 10% of its Bitcoin holdings, making a $101 million profit, and I bet they don't care about the profit and they were annoyed they needed to sell. They did it this time to prove liquidity. A common problem when people need to move extremely large amounts of money is that there isn't enough money available to be moved. You can tell a restaurant that you will pay them $5 million for 5 million hamburgers, but that's an impossible thing because the average restaurant doesn't have 5 million hamburgers. So the restaurant will either say no or fulfill part of the order and then raise the price. The same thing can happen in the financial markets. If too many people want to sell the same stock, there might not be enough people to buy it. There might not be enough available dollars. The stock will drop and the sale will have to happen at a much lower price. Tesla was proving that a large quantity of Bitcoin could be sold and that there would be no technical difficulties doing so. Tesla's actions have simply confirmed that Bitcoin is an investment with enough liquidity for large institutions to be involved and will likely bring many more organizations into the space.
We've all seen this game on our For You page by now. It's a cryptocurrency gambling website where you can deposit cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and gamble it. Now on my page, you guys know we're usually trading stocks or Forex. But is it possible to make money gambling cryptocurrencies? Well, I've come up with a strategy and we're gonna put it to the test. So I actually deposited $50 and I've already turned it into $223. And I've done this by using a martingale system. Disclaimer, this is complete gambling and I'm likely to lose all of my money. But since I've already been able to turn $50 into $200, I was curious to see how far I could actually take this. So in a martingale system, you basically bet small amounts and every time you lose, you double down. This allows you to take multiple losses, but that one win that comes along brings you back to a profit. So the strategy is simple. Anytime I lose, I'm going to double down and wait for the payout to double my money. And we're going to be doing this for the next 7 days, 1 hour every day. How much money can we make?
You ordered a pizza?
Awesome, yeah, thanks, man.
Alright, so that'll be $15.99, please.
I'm kind of strapped on cash, to be honest. Tell you what, I'll give you 10,000 Bitcoin for it.
What? It's Bitcoin.
It's like this internet money.
Why not?
4 years later.
Stupid.
Right here, watching history be made. Bitcoin is now up to $111. It's an all-time high, and it's continuing to rise. I've seen it break 3 times today. It went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous. Last trade, 189 Bitcoin for $111 piece. That's amazing to me. I mean, just look at this graph. You see this graph? That's the last 3 hours. Give me a second. I'll switch it up.
I can call coin tosses. Like if you toss a coin, I'll call it. And I said, no, you can't. And he goes, no, I'm really good at it. I get 100% of them right. And I went, that's impossible. And he goes, bet me. And I went, what? And he goes, bet me. Flip the coin 5 times. I'll call it 5 times. And I went, okay. And he goes, how much do you want to bet? And I said, I'll bet you $100. He goes, I'll take that bet. And then I went, hold on, you're willing to bet me $100? I go, you can't do that. And he goes, I'm telling you I can. And he goes, anyone else want a piece of this? And everyone starts getting like on his side. They start going, I bet he can call it. Tom, he called 4 of them in a row. And I was sitting there on the last one going, can you really do this? And he was like, yeah, I told you I could do this. And on the last one, he missed it. And he goes, God, I almost had it. I looked at him and I go, wait, you can't do this? And he goes, of course I can't fucking do this. And he looked at me and he goes, but you believed I could.
Right. Who is the real founder of Bitcoin?
Well, it's Satoshi Nakamoto, right? You know, the Japanese guy who kind of looks like my dad. You know, the Japanese genius who created Bitcoin and holds 1 million Bitcoins and he's worth $60 billion and hasn't touched even a single cent of it. But who is he? I'm telling you now, he's not even Japanese. So if you understand the Japanese language or Chinese, you'd actually know what Satoshi Nakamoto actually means. The English names of some of these billion-dollar industries actually have a surprising meaning in their original Asian languages. Huobi is like the second largest crypto exchange in the world, but you know what it means in Chinese? The company is created in China and it literally means currency in Chinese. Makes sense, right? Or how about Hulu, the Disney-owned streamer? It's a Chinese word for the magical girl that has all these great content. Makes sense, yeah? So Satoshi means the middle or the center. And moto means smart, bright, or intelligent. Intelligence. So Satoshi Nakamoto means central intelligence 8.
Elon Musk may have just crashed Bitcoin with a single tweet. This is what it said. Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at a great cost to the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. We are also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy/transaction. Now, when I read this, I knew Bitcoin would crash, and I thought, okay, I'll probably buy the dip, but I also thought, okay, invest in sustainable energy coins. My first thought was Cardano. I threw some money in there, and now I'm going to do some research into what other coins are considered environmentally friendly and sustainable.
So, it's like drugs?
It's better than drugs, Jeremy.
I know what you chasing, you can only get this feeling from a thug. You can only get this feeling from a thug. Tears falling and it's looking in your cup.
Hey, I'll trade you this Bitcoin for that Dogecoin.
Bitcoin for Dogecoin? You got a deal.
Sweet, thanks.
What a sucker. This thing's like $35,000. He's got a 50-cent Dogecoin. To the moon.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know. 100%. If you knew who owned Bitcoin or who started Bitcoin, and you had Bitcoin, you couldn't sleep at night. I know. 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
One day.
In a microsecond, whoop, like that.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
That I'm offering 10,000 Bitcoins in exchange for some pizza. And somebody there said, hey, I'll take you up on that offer. So I sent him the 10,000 Bitcoin. I said, okay, here it is. I'm waiting for my pizza. And, he phoned it in. He paid with his credit card. And the pizza showed up at my door. Here you can see the original pizzas. And that's my daughter's hand. She was a year old.
Wow. So you paid 10,000 Bitcoins for one pizza?
It was two pizzas, actually.
Oh, you got two pizzas out of it.
And, maybe the person spent $30, $40, something like that.
What would it be worth today?
$80 million, I don't know.
$80 million?
A lot. People laugh at that, but at the time it wasn't worth anything.
Right.